Whenever Sony drops some new gear, you already know your boy Manny got you covered. I got the 24mm f2.8, the 40mm 2.5, and the 50mm 2.5. I'm here with Laura, first time on Adorama, and we're gonna put these lenses to the test on the Sony A7C. Let's get it cracking. I got the 24mm f2.8. When I'm shooting wide angle portraits, the first thing that pops up in my head, what am I gonna do to frame up the model with the environment? See these pillars here? I'm always looking for lines, some kind of symmetry. What can I frame her with? I got her lined up, shoot from a lower angle, make her look taller, get more environment in the shot. Ready, 1, 2, 3. All right, for the next one, I'm gonna have her walk into the shot, but still maintain that symmetry. Walk into it, but capture her where she's still like perfectly symmetrical with the beams. See, I got my camera in continuous autofocus so I can capture her movements. These lenses have really good autofocus. And as I'm tracking her, back and forth, I am getting consistent face tracking, and I'm pretty confident that these shots are in focus. Even when she wasn't looking at the camera, I'm getting really nice, crispy autofocus, and we got a lot of detail there on the side of her face. So far, so good. And here's a quick tip when working with the model and you want them to look a certain direction, instead of telling them like, hey, just look, can you look that direction? I'll actually tell her to look at something specific. Hey, can you look at that handicap sign right there? And then when you're shooting from a lower angle and like this with a wide angle lens, you may want them to drop their chin. All right, so for my last shot here, I'm getting really Instagrammy, but it is what it is. I'm gonna have her, since the light is coming from above, I'm gonna have her just slightly lean back, you know, like the shampoo commercial, have her close her eyes. And this camera does have the flip screen where I can do this, which makes shooting like this very convenient. God, this is when T-Rex arms are like not my advantage because I'm struggling here. I'm about to get a cramp somewhere. For this one, I'm having her sit, but still framing her up there. I like that when you're sitting because it creates balance in the pose. Okay, here we go. All right, now we're switching over to the 40mm f2.5. Almost a 35, but almost a 50 as well. And it's got a very interesting looking lens hood here. I don't have a camera strap, but I do have a very tight grip. Don't worry, I work out at home. I hear a train though. That might be my cue. And let's go. I love that I have that red wall behind her too. It adds like a nice pop of color on the side. What do I like about this 40mm? It's almost like a 35, so you're able to get a little bit more environment in the shot. It's a very interesting focal length, to be honest with you. But maybe they made the 40mm because they couldn't make the 35 this small. Trying to take another shot with the 40mm. I'm looking for good lighting and good composition. Both are important. Sometimes you prioritize composition, but most of the time you prioritize lighting. I'm looking at this, I got a lot of texture, a lot of good stuff going on right there, trying to frame her up, but it's too backlit. We got afternoon sun out there. It's not gonna work unless I have a flash. So now this is when I have to prioritize lighting. Lighting is coming from out there. Now I'm gonna look for a composition, and here I got her framed up with the pillars of the parking lot, and I got some cinematic vibes because the background is blue and she's got like a warmer tone on her right now. That's a nice natural frame right there. She's framing up herself. I love all the railroads. I love the urban life. But I just seen a patch of light here, guys. I seen a patch of light. I'm gonna go investigate. Ooh, okay, so I've got parking lot. I've got a bunch of buildings. They're gonna park here for real? You got us, you kidding me? Well, I guess that shot, it's not gonna be very dreamy. All right, so now hopefully no cars block our passage here. I saw this, you know, the railroad, natural frame right there. We got really nice even lighting here. So I'm gonna use that to frame my shot, and I inserted her in the frame now. I'm gonna take a couple portraits. Here we go, 1, 2, 3 at f2.5. Blurring out the background just a tad. Now I got the 50 f2.5. All right, very close to the 40 millimeter, a little bit tighter of a frame. If you plan on buying one of these, you're probably gonna end up buying either the 40 or the 50 because they're so close in range. Again, I'm looking at lines, leading lines, symmetry. I got these two buildings here and I got a lot of light here. The problem that arises here, guys, is look at that harsh afternoon sun pouncing on that cement, giving me a completely blown out image right here, okay? But if I do something very as simple as shooting from a little bit of lower angle, eliminating the brightness, I'm not getting a super blown out background, and now I can expose more for her. And you see that? What do you think? It looks good, right? Looks good? Oh, wow, that's very convenient. I didn't realize I could do that, huh? All right, well, that was awkward. I have her where the light's hitting her head so I can get some kind of rim light. I'm definitely overexposed on this shot, but it's fine. Sony's dynamic range will help me recover it. For this one, I'm gonna go for a larger than life look. Turn to your side. Want it to fit nice and compact right in between the buildings, and the hands straight up. Oh, yes, okay. This is gonna be lit, all right? All right, after testing out the 24, the 40, and the 50 in the real world, I do like the performance of them on the Sony a7C, really fast autofocusing, really nice and compact. This setup is really low key, especially when you're doing urban portraits like I just did. And with the f2.5 aperture on the 40 and 50, you're getting a decent amount of background blur when using on a full frame camera. If you're using it on the a7C, I mean, you're getting some pretty good image quality out of this little setup. In terms of lens features, you're getting the weather sealing gasket, which is great for travel. You don't gotta worry about getting caught in the rain in Puerto Rico because you got a weather sealing gasket, okay? You do get a lot of those premium features of more expensive lenses, like the focus hold button, you get the aperture ring, MF AF switch, and a D-click on and off selector. Who are these lenses for? I would say, well, Captain Obvious here. They're for anyone looking for a compact setup. You got it to mirrorless because you wanna line up the load on your backpack. This might be a good option for you. My recommendation, 24, 2.8, great for video, great for photo. But the 40 and 50, you gotta choose one, okay? You have to choose them because they're just too close in range. In my opinion, I do like the 40. It's closer to the 35, you get a little bit wider field of view, because I do like the 35 millimeter range a lot, but if you're a 50 guy, be my guest. I'm not telling you what to do, okay? Hopefully you enjoyed this overview of the new 24, 40, and 50 millimeter lenses. Thank you, Adorama, for hosting me. And you know where, I'll see you in the next, you know what? Cookie cutter YouTube outro. I'll see you in the next video.